Hello everyone, this is Ming Jong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-minis futures for the session of 10th of September. So in this video, I am going to show you the market recap during the last session and also a trade review in the 3 minutes time frame, which I will include the entry, the exits, and the rationale behind. And in this review, I will elaborate a bit more on how to actually trade the breakout with a higher winning rate and also the logic behind why it will work, etc. Alright, and going forward, I will also definitely cover the bias, the key levels to monitor, and also my trading plan for the session later. Alright, so let's just get started. So as we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, yesterday finally we have a bullish day. So that's comes with a bit lower of the volume, but in terms of the spread is still not too shabby. And let me just take a look in the hourly time frame, and we'll just elaborate a bit more on what's happening for the session yesterday. So if you can remember my video yesterday, I do talk about shortening of the downward thrust. So that's the downward thrust here, progress to the downside, and also this downward thrust as well. So you can see it very clearly. So we have a shortening of the downward thrust. So suggested that the down momentum is fading. So the bull has a chance. But in order for the bull has a chance to rally, I talk about we need to overcome this big candle here, this bearish candle. I think that happened at around 2 a.m. My time zone on 2 days ago. So that's the bar. I think the level is around 33.75. The first that we need to see it to overcome in order to have a sustained rally. So there it is. We have witnessed the S&P 500 just overcome this level 33.75 with this kind of like the breakout bar. Subsequently trend up very nicely and eventually have, I think this is a profit taking bar, and close around 3400 level. In terms of the volatility, definitely settled down quite a bit if we compare it to the past session as shown in these few days. So a lot of the selling, a lot of the supply, and a lot of the volatility involved. But you can see that just based on the candle yesterday, the volatility definitely is a bit lower and comes with a lower volume as well. And yeah, so I think this is relatively constructive for a bullish scenario. And going forward, I will talk more on what we can anticipate in the coming days or weeks, and how this whole correction or sell-off will evolve, and some of the things that we can watch out for. So they will be elaborated in the later part of the video. But first of all, let me just get down to the smaller time frame, my trading time frame, which is the 3 minutes time frame, and I will just elaborate in one of my trade. In fact, I should say that this is the only trade that I had yesterday. The trade happened during the US session. As you can see, that I have already marked this up. So let me give you a bit of the context here and zoom out a bit more. So first of all, you can see that just prior to the opening session, about 9:30 p.m. my time zone, and we can see that we just found a low here, subsequently have a rally, reaction, another rally, and subsequently we just form a trading range. So my entry from yesterday US session was just based on the breakout from this trading range. So let me walk you through in the detail. Let me zoom in a bit more. So if we just take this trading range as the structure and also the context, First of all, we have this rally forming a kind of climatic run, buying climax. Subsequently, we have this change of character or the automatic reaction, and that actually sets up the boundary of the trading range. So here it is, the trading range, but I didn't really trade within the range. So what I actually anticipate was I talk about potential bull rally if we can just overcome the last last commitment down bar, I think near 33.75. So it's right within the zone that I just drawn here. And prior to that, there is this trading range form. So what I actually anticipate was some kind of the breakout trade, and also to overcome the last commitment down bar at around 33.75. So it's somewhere around here. Okay, so you can see that prior to that there was actually a breakout. So here is the resistance, and the breakout actually comes just right before the US opening, about 9:15 or about 9:10 p.m. my time zone. So this is the first breakout, and usually I don't really recommend to take the first breakout, the immediate breakout, because usually after the breakout, and this is first where the supply will emerge, and because of this kind of the breakout trade, it will attract a lot of the, whether it's a breakout trader or whether it's a reversal type of a trader. So all sort of the traders will just jump in, and they will just track a lot of the supply, and this can be seen it here. So with this kind of the supply, and this is the reaction that we get, and it's very common to see this kind of thing. First we have the breakout, subsequent have this kind of the backup action, and it's very important to wait for the successful backup action form before we enter the breakout trade, because a lot of the time even you spotted like, whoa, it's a trading range, and even this is some kind of the lot of the bullish continuation and bullish looking bar until this first the top few bars here showing the small spread and a bit of the rejection tail, suggests that the supply just kept the movement up. And a lot of the time you can see that we have some kind of the false breakout above, just committed temporarily, and then eventually turn out to become a uptrust. So this is just a commitment temporarily above, and then followed by a break back in, and eventually you can just test the low again and see how it actually evolve, whether it will just become a trading range or form a sign of weakness, potential to go lower. So I think this is a very key thing and very important point when we see first the breakout here. So here's a breakout. We always wait for a test to see if the test can be successful. So if it is, then we can just take this kind of the breakout. So you can see that this is the breakout of this resistance here, and subsequently have a test of the resistance becomes support level, very textbook style. And eventually what I want to see is actually the confirmation. So the confirmation could be on this hammer bar, form as a reversal from the low here, or just wait for the second confirmation, which is this breakout again. So I always like to take this kind of the breakout after the backup action is successful, because the winning rate will be a lot higher, and it actually makes a lot of sense, because when you first break out, it attracts quite a lot of the supply, which ends up that you can expect this kind of the reaction to test the level. So if the supply level is really strong and high, then it will actually push the price back inside the range, and it become a failed breakout trade. So just need to be aware of this kind of the scenario. So when the backup is successful and you actually turn up from a reversal bar with this hammer together with subsequently have this kind of the breakout bar here, then you can confirm that the breakout is successful. It successfully break out from this trading range and then backing up, test the supply again. Here it is. This is the high winning breakout trade. So this is what I always like to trade, this kind of the breakout right after the backup action. Okay, so right after that, I just watch out for the potential exit, and my exit actually comes right at this small bullish bar here. So why did I exit? Okay, it's very simple. Let me just zoom in a bit more. So based on the effort versus results, the Wyckoff's law, I just exited at this small bullish candle. And if you just pay attention to this small candle together with this big bullish bar here, you can notice that these two candles, they actually have a very similar volume level. So you can just assume it as the same volume. So with the same volume or this much volume as the previous bar here, and eventually what we get is actually a small spread bullish bar. So unlike the previous big spread bullish bar, we're getting the smaller spread. So the spread is smaller, and what actually kept the small spread is actually the supply. So a lot of the supply has been hidden in this bullish bar or bullish volume here. That's why we see the smaller spread rather than this kind of the big spread. So it's presence of demand, and I didn't really wait for the confirmation, which happened just on the next bar here, which is a bearish bar. So they actually confirmed that yes, there is a presence of the supply, and they actually confirmed by this big bullish bearish bar here. So I just have a early exit to lock in my profits at this level, and if you just pay close attention to the level, is correspond to around 3400. So I just think that it's a psychological level. I want to take the profit out and close the trade, and together with the effort versus results analysis, suggested presence of supply. So this is how I actually exit my trade to lock in the profit. Alright, so this is the trade review, and let me just zoom into the hourly time frame, and let's talk a bit more on the current situation. So based on the analysis from yesterday, I talked about potential long scenario if we can overcome the last down commitment bar or the commitment bar to the downside, which is around 33.75, which is this bar here. So this is the bearish bar that I was talking about. To overcome the high of this bar, then I think the bull has a chance to go up to challenge this kind of the swing high level, a bit higher as well. So currently, right after the bull, the rally, and we have this kind of the consolidation. So if you are a pattern type of trader, you might recognize that we have an impulsive up, corrective movement, and this actually forms a flag. So could just turn up to become a breakout, and then to have this kind of the continuation to the upside to challenge a higher targets. But just based on the shortening of the thrust, the downward thrust suggested the fading of the down momentum, and followed by this biggest up wave that we have ever seen out from this correction here. Then I think we still have a chance to continue to challenge a higher target. So the immediate resistance or the higher targets that I'm looking at is definitely around this pink line here, this swing high. I think that's about 3450, and subsequent level is about 3480. So based on this two swing high level, so I think definitely we have chance to challenge further. And if it is really bullish, then definitely I think you can just challenge these two supply bars here to go a bit higher. But first of all, I think the reaction is still unfolding at the moment. What we can expect is actually a test of the support level. So where's the support level? Here it is. So I think it's quite obvious. So this is the supporting level 3380, and also the high from the last Dow commitment bar where I pointed yesterday. This bar here, about 3375 to 3380, that zone here will provide some kind of the small support. So let's see if we can just rebound it from here and turn up. And there's some kind of the potential long opportunities around this supporting area. Otherwise, if we have excessive supply, then we can expect another test within this area, and then we can judge the character of the reaction to see whether there is any more excessive supply. Otherwise, what we can expect is definitely this kind of the shortening of the downward thrust condition, even with one more reaction down to test. If we can just stay within or form a higher low here, then that will be definitely another bullish case, or even to break a bit lower to form a lower low, but with even shorter thrust here. So definitely then you can just confidently say that we have seen this kind of the shortening of the downward thrust. The momentum to the downside is fading. Alright, so this is how I actually look at the market at the moment. So if we just take a bird eye view, so the big picture in like 4-hour time frame, then definitely we are still within this change of character movement. So this is still a correction, change of character. And if I think I should just use a daily time frame. So let me switch to the daily time frame, and okay, here it is. There's the daily time frame. Definitely, I think if we just take the previous high or the previous all-time high here, about 3400 level. So this whole up move breaking out, so sign of strength, and what we can expect is actually some kind of the backing out action. I think this could be the backing out action with the change of character is still unfolding. And if we can just let the bull to take charge from here, then we have a chance to see the bull to continue upwards, and eventually that will define this kind of the trading range. And going forward, you should see this kind of the ranging condition, and then we can just judge the character of the downswing or upswing to form our bias to see whether this kind of the range will become a reaccumulation range or the distribution and to go down and things like that. But so far it is too early to tell. So I think this is pretty much the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something useful out from my video. And if you like the video, just click like and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. And as usual, if you have any kind of the ideas to want to share with me, or suggestions, or simply just want to comment below, feel free to do it. Comment below, I will reply to you. Alright, so thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.